This is not my normal time to go live, so I'm wondering if any of you guys are going to show up. But I was bored and I decided to make a live. Hello. Sorry, just got disconnected somehow. Okay, so if anyone is here, be sure. I think I'm having internet problems. You guys, can you let me know if the connection's like going in and out or if it's fine? Let me know. Hello. You guys, is the video quality okay? I wasn't sure if the internet's like, it says it's going in and out and it says it's disconnecting, but like it looks like it's working fine, so yeah. Hello. I think it's working now, so that's good. I know this is not my usual time to do a live, and I just did a live, but I wanted to come back on because I'm bored and I thought it would be fun to just make another live. Yeah. So, if you guys can hear the helicopter in the back too, sorry about that. But I'm just gonna say, alright, hi everyone who's here. Hello. I'm confused. Adrian, is your name Adrian or is your name Edgar? Hi, David. Alright, cool. Sounds good, Matt. How's your guys' day going? What is going on? Anything new? Anything new that's going on? What time is it at where you guys are? Let me know. Hi, Treasure. Dealing with some anxiety. Yeah, anxiety is rough. Oh, cool. 10:54. Hello, Marcus. Hi, Lauren. Oh, cool. I'm glad, Treasure. Hopefully you can. I'll try to make it nice and relaxing and not too crazy today. I don't know if you've seen some of my previous lives, but they might not have been the best for sleep. I was wondering if you guys like fabric sounds, because I have a blanket and I don't know if this is gonna like come up. I don't even know if that's relaxing or not, but that might be fun to try, or just like kind of rub it on the microphone. Hello. Full bass, not yet. Yeah, I was a little bored today, so I thought like, oh, instead of uploading it or making a video and uploading it later, I'd rather just connect with you guys. So if you guys can hear that, that's just me rubbing the blanket on the mic. I don't know if that's relaxing or not, but yeah, Lauren, I'm getting ready. I'm trying to. I still have some gifts to get tomorrow, but buying gifts stresses me out. So hopefully I can finish by tomorrow. Hi, Jasmine. I'm glad you guys were able to join, even though this was spontaneous and wasn't planned. No, Matthew, I don't think anyone does. I don't know if that's possible. That would be cool though. I'm doing pretty well. Thanks, Jasmine. How are you? Thanks. It's like a little winter blanket. As you can see, it has little snowflakes. Interesting, Blair. Why is that? What makes the difference? Why do we buy people gifts for Christmas? Yeah, it's kind of, I was telling my friend the other day that I'd rather just give someone a spontaneous gift that, made me think of them, or if I wanted to surprise them or something, rather than like an actual planned gift. Like, I don't like doing things when they're like expected of me. I'm a little rebellious, I guess, in that way, but yeah, I'd rather just have it be spontaneous. Thanks, Jasmine. I'm glad that you were able to make it. This lighting in my room is so much more relaxing than when I'm at my kitchen table using the ring light. It's like a lot cozier with my background. Yeah, right, Blair? I know, maybe that's what it is. And plus, I'm not that good at gift giving in the first place, so it just feels like so much pressure heightened like all at once, and it stresses me out. So you guys, today I was thinking of going through Matthew chapter 10 because I've been wanting to read. I've been wanting to make a video on that. And instead of just like waiting for your comments, like after I upload a video, I'm like, well, what if some of you guys have some thoughts on it live and then we can have a discussion on it. So I think I'm just gonna read from that and see where that takes us. Because I found it very interesting, especially one section. Let's see. Okay, so if anyone wants to join me, I'm going to be reading from Matthew chapter 10, and then I kind of just want to go over my thoughts about it, and then feel free to chime in as well. Okay. And he called to him his 12 disciples and gave them authority over unclean spirits to cast them out and to heal every disease and every affliction. The names of the 12 apostles are these: first, Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas and Matthew the tax collector, James the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus, Simon and the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. These 12 Jesus sent out, instructing them, "Go nowhere among the Gentiles, and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and proclaim as you do, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse lepers, cast out demons. You received without paying, give without pay. Acquire no gold or silver or copper for your belts, no bag for your journey, or 2 tunics, or sandals, or a staff, for the laborer deserves his food. And whatever town or village you enter, find out who is worthy in it, and stay there until you depart. As you enter the house, greet it, and if the house is worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you. And if anyone will not receive you or listen to your words, shake off the dust from your feet when you leave that house or town. Truly I say to you, it will be more bearable on the day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. Behold, I am sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. So I just want to pause there because I love that verse so much. It's so true. Beware of men, for they will deliver you over to courts and flog you in their synagogues, and you will be dragged before governors and kings for my sake, to bear witness before them and the Gentiles. When they deliver you over, do not be anxious how you are to speak or what you are to say, for what you are to say will be given to you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brother will deliver brother over to death, and the father his child, and children will rise against parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated by all for my name's sake, but the one who endures to the end will be saved. When they persecute you in one town, flee to the next. For truly I say to you, you will not have gone through all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. It is enough for the disciple to be like his teacher, and the servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebul, how much more will they malign those of his household? So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. I love that too. Because there's so much peace in knowing, like, everything. I mean, it can be peaceful, but also scary because it keeps us accountable too. Like, whatever we do in secret is going to be revealed someday. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather, fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny, and not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father? But even the hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives him who sent me. The one who receives a prophet because he is a prophet will receive a prophet's reward, and the one who receives a righteous person because he is a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. And whoever gives one of these little ones even a cup of cold water because he is a disciple. Okay, I don't know if you guys can still hear me, but it said I had to reconnect again. I don't know what the heck is happening with my internet, but anyway, I was saying that last sentence of giving the little ones a cup of cold water, it made me think of that organization Life Water, the fundraiser that the other Christian ASM artist and I were kind of made a video about a while back. Okay, so I'm just gonna read your guys' comments real fast, and then I'll kind of talk about the section that I wanted to talk about. I guess I could read these later, but I'm curious as to what you guys are saying. You guys said a lot in that time. Oh, sorry for the lags. I know that was a long chapter. Oh my goodness, you guys really were having a whole discussion. This is great. Okay, we'll have to read those later. Hey Zachary, what's up? Okay, so I especially wanted to go to this section about talking about family members because I found that really interesting, because one of my biggest prayers is that I will be a light in my family's lives, because I don't think anyone's really like where I'm at in my faith. Either they're not really practicing their faith, or they just don't have faith at all, and so that really breaks my heart, and that's one of my bigger prayers, is just to be a light in their lives. But I came across this section recently. I mean, I've read it before, but I came across this and it made me really sad, because it's kind of like a reminder that, you know, that happens. We are, you know, there, what it's talking about here. Sorry, I need to find it. I'm like rambling, but basically a man is against his father, and a daughter against her mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A person's enemies will be those of his own household. And I don't know, that just like blows my mind, because I've seen that happen, and we're not enemies or anything like that, but we don't have like the strongest relationship. And I think a big reason for that is because I can't talk to them, or I don't feel maybe comfortable talking to them about my faith, and I really want to. And maybe that's just me being like timid, and I'm gonna visit them this upcoming week, and I hope that I will be able to talk about my faith more. But I don't know, that kind of, this section makes me sad because it's so true, and I see that in other families too, where, you know, maybe one or two people have faith, but then the other people who don't, it's kind of just like a division in the family. And so I'm wondering if any of you guys have experienced that, or what you've noticed either in your own lives or in friends' lives, if you've seen that. And I'm just gonna drink because I'm thirsty. So yeah, has anyone else experienced that at all? I also just feel like, I don't know, I don't think they'll really judge me anymore, because they've seen me, especially this past few years, these past 5 years, really mature in my faith. And even though I'm not really verbal about it in our interactions face to face, and I'm sorry I'm not like looking at you guys, it's because I get distracted by the comments, so I have to look away. But yeah, I think they've seen that, and I'm kind of I'm more verbal on social media, which isn't probably a good thing. It should be the opposite. But so they definitely know I have faith, and I have a strong faith. They know my beliefs. But where was I going with this? I don't know. I don't remember what I was gonna say. But yeah, it's just kind of hard because I want to talk to them, and especially because, you know, I don't live close to any of them, so that's hard too, because I feel like I can't be really as much of a witness and a light in their lives because I'm not around them. But yeah, I honestly forgot what I was gonna tonight. You guys, I'm seriously so sorry. I don't want to end it though, because yeah. Yeah. I've just seen some of my family members go down some like really difficult paths, and yeah, you guys are right. I just need to continue praying about it, and, you know, being willing to bring it up. And because there have been times too, I think, where I could have brought up my faith, like maybe the topic was mentioned, but I either thought like, oh, it's not worth it because you're gonna like not care, or like not be ready to listen, but I just need to get over that. My life, and they're like, well, you're not living in a Christian way, or you're not living. Okay. Is anyone still here? Okay, I'm just gonna, I really don't want to end this and start over, so how about we all pray that my internet gets better and stops lagging? The power of prayer, guys, come on. If God wants this to go through. Sorry, I'm just reading your guys' comments. It's so true, Blair. Okay. Did it get any better, or is it still laggy? Okay, good, it's better. Can I change my whatever that was while I'm streaming? Okay, so another topic that I wanted to make, or that I wanted to talk about is, I actually made a video about this, but I didn't like how the video turned out, so I just decided right now, like, hey, how about I talk about it now on my live? So someone left a comment like a few months ago on one of my older videos, and I'm not calling them out because, I hope I'm not, I don't want to like offend anyone or anything like that. But I told him, I'm like, this is a great topic. I think I'm going to make a video on this because we had different beliefs. But I thought like, hey, maybe this could answer someone else's questions who might be, this person wasn't questioning it, they were firm on their beliefs, but like, let's say one of you guys were maybe questioning it. I thought it could be a good topic. So anyway, someone basically left a comment saying that like Jesus, when he died on the cross, let me try to remember everything. When Jesus died on the cross, Jesus essentially saved all of us. So unbelievers and believers won't be or will be saved. So I don't know, it was really confusing because I think they consider themselves a Christian. But they were also saying that unbelievers were also going to be saved. So I was just kind of confused, and I provided them with some Bible verses, and I really wish, I didn't know I was going to talk about this topic, so I wish I wrote those down. But there's plenty of verses that back up, you have to confess and believe in your heart that Jesus is the Savior. There's no way to heaven except through Jesus. Jesus came and died on the cross, so that we would not perish but have eternal life. And that's people who believe in him. That's not everyone. And so I just found that really interesting. And they were pretty set in their ways. They were basically saying, like, it's inconceivable for me, or I can't imagine how a loving God would torture people for the rest of their lives. And I thought that in itself is a really interesting topic because, yeah, no one wants to think about that. Like, just because we don't like something doesn't make it not true. I don't like that there's people out there who rape and murder people, but just because I don't like it doesn't take away from the fact that those people exist. And another topic on that too is, I think I'm having like a reaction to my caffeine that I drank earlier because my heart's beating really fast, or maybe I'm just like feeling the Holy Spirit, who knows. But something else I thought of about that is, why would Jesus even have to come and die on the cross then if we were all going to be saved? I feel like Jesus or God could have just saved all of us. Like, there would be no purpose for Jesus coming. And then the whole like gift thing, like us accepting Jesus's gift of salvation, Like, think about this as an actual gift, okay? So think about someone giving you a Christmas gift, and it's, I don't know, like a scarf or something. So you can refuse that gift. It doesn't change the fact that it exists and it's there, but you're not going to receive the full benefits of the scarf. Like, it's not going to keep your neck warm or whatever if you don't accept it. You have to accept a gift in order to receive the full benefits. And with Jesus, you can believe in him, but if you don't accept that he's Jesus and that he saved us, you can't accept the full benefits of knowing him and having peace and joy and then also spending eternity with him. So I know that was a lot, but I just thought that was so interesting. I was like, I don't think I've come across a Christian before that believed all people would be saved. And so I was like, that's going to make a really great topic. So, thoughts, questions, concerns. I'm going to read through you guys' comments. But yeah. Matt. Yeah, sometimes I think about what if this is hell? Like I don't know, sometimes this feels like hell. What if people are just what if the world gets really, really bad, worse than it is, and then that's hell? It's just us, not us, because I mean, for me personally, I believe I'm going to heaven, but for people who aren't, they're just gonna be here living on earth when it's destroyed because we destroyed it, and we just have to live with, I don't know, that's my mind going crazy. But what if this is hell, or what if this is the beginning of hell, and this is where people stay? I don't know, it's really interesting, but this is heavy stuff to go to sleep to, but it's so interesting and it's fascinating, and I love these type of discussions. Yeah, I don't know what hell looks like. I'm not gonna pretend that I know. To be honest, I don't really care. I just know I don't want to go there. This life has been hard enough. I can't imagine something worse. So yeah, it's just really, really interesting. Yeah, totally, full face. And I love that topic too, the whole topic of predestination. But I don't know if I should get into that. That's a little too deep. So maybe y'all might get mad at me. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I don't know if this is even ASMR anymore, if this is Bible discussion time or what, but I'm glad that there's a few of you guys here joining me for this Friday night Bible study discussion. Alright, well, I'm glad that we also have some deep thinkers here. I can't wait to read all these comments later. You guys are my people. You get it. It's so awesome. I feel like a lot of times in real life, people don't want to have these discussions, or they couldn't bother, they're too busy, whatever, or they just don't understand. I don't know. I'm glad that you guys are here though. So, any other heavy topics that we should get into, or is that enough for one night? Read Genesis 29. You said LOL, so I'm kind of scared of what Genesis 29 is. Genesis is a crazy book in the Bible, that's for sure. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. What do you think about dudes having 2 wives? I don't think highly of it, that's for sure. That's also true, Blair. I'm glad I feel safe bringing it up in this platform. Yeah, you know, Marcus, I never really thought about it this way, but it just came to me because I'm like, you know how like all of these like movies about like end of the world and like zombie apocalypse and stuff, like if that really does happen, like what if something like that did happen and then like that's hell? Like that would suck. Oh man. I don't want to know. I'm glad I don't have to experience that. But with that being said, I really want my friends and family members not to experience that either. So it's definitely convicting. But I know too, it's not our responsibility to lead anyone or to like save anyone. Only Jesus can save them. We could just speak on our faith and be a light in their lives and a witness of Jesus' love and what he's done in our life. But essentially, you know, that's up to Jesus of who's going to be saved, which is kind of, I don't know, tricky subject. Blair, are you talking to me or someone else? What do you mean? I don't know. Interesting. Am I afraid that I'm going to hell? No. I never have that fear. I'm like really confident actually that I'm going to heaven. Like I'm not even afraid to die. Like I could die tomorrow and be fine. Like I don't want to. I'm not saying I'm suicidal or anything like that, but I've just like never had a fear of dying for some reason. And maybe that's because nothing, knock on wood, like super like I've never had like a near death experience. I mean, I guess I kind of have before, but I don't know. That sounds really dark. I hope you guys don't think I'm like this weird like depressed person. But yeah. I mean, Blair, he knows our hearts though. Like those people might have just been doing that for show. What? There's someone else doing a Bible study? That's awesome. Who is it? Yeah, ours wasn't really, it kind of turned into a Bible study, but then it turned into like a whole deep discussion. You'll have to check out what was said before you just joined. That's really interesting, actually, Blair. What if they did it in Satan's? No, Satan couldn't do that, right? Why would he want to cast out a demon that comes from him? So never mind, I'm not gonna say that. That is interesting. Okay, let me think about that. Okay. So people in God's power, what's the verb to take out a demon from someone? Cast out. Okay. People cast out demons in God's power, but then Jesus said that he never knew them. Interesting. Like that is a really good question. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else has thoughts to that. That is a good question. Yeah, that's definitely true, Matt. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, maybe it was like a witchcraft thing where, you know, witchcraft is definitely real and exists. So maybe they cast out demons. Yeah, what if that's possible? Like they cast out demons through some other type of sorcery or witchcraft, but in disguise, like trying to pretend they were doing it in God's power. I don't know. That is a tough one to think about. But that's good that you're asking those type of questions, Blair. I'm trying to like be thoughtful about that stuff. What? You got engaged? That's so awesome. Congratulations. What's your name? Yeah, I'm even thinking too, going off what Volpes is saying, I'm thinking of like people who speak in tongues, like just because it comes from God. I don't know what your all thoughts are on speaking on tongues. That's like a whole thing that I'm not that familiar with. Kind of freaks me out, to be honest. I know it's a spiritual gift, or it was. I don't know if it still is, but um, some people misuse that, and I've had it happen to me personally. So I'm thinking it could be similar, where they're saying like, "Oh yeah, this is in Jesus' name. Got a message from God, and God wanted me to tell you this, and blah blah blah." But then it's like not really from God. They're just doing it, for themselves or from some other evil purposes, or not even evil. Like some people are just a little confused. I don't know why my voice is getting all different, but yeah, that's interesting too. I could talk about that. I don't know if I want to share something that personal though, but it was a crazy experience. You guys, I almost got murdered or kidnapped by someone who was supposedly giving me messages from God. It was creepy. Yeah, that's true, Blair. Those are totally different things. I don't know. Okay, side note. Hope you guys can't hear me when I like take a sip from this, because I get so disturbed in other videos when people are like sipping from their drink. Like the sound that it makes is like so gross to me, and I'm like, how does anyone find that relaxing? I don't know if any of you guys find that relaxing. I'm not judging, but I kind of am. But I'm like it doesn't gross me out. Actually, it just kind of like disturbs me. Like I just get a weird feeling when I hear someone like drinking into the microphone, or like swallowing their tea or water or whatever. So yeah. So as far as leaving Seventh-day Adventist, I don't know if I could actually even say that I left it, because those were more like my parents, more so not even my parents, my mom's beliefs. And so we just went to like an SDA church, but I never knew the difference growing up. So I don't think I ever actually like considered myself a Seventh-day Adventist. I just knew like as I got a little bit older, I'm like, oh, okay, we go to a Seventh-day Adventist church. So I don't think I ever like left it per se. I just, as I started my own spiritual journey around 20, I just started exploring churches around my area, and they weren't SDA. They were like, most of them were non-denominational, I'd say, and that just, I don't know, that like felt right for me at the time. I still kind of, I think I'm more comfortable with non-denominational churches. But yeah, this past year I've kind of been looking into more denominations, and even with that whole topic, it's like, even that can be like a division in the church. It's just like so frustrating. So yeah. What did you learn about SDA? I'm so curious. I wonder if I know about it, because I honestly don't even know that much about it, even though I grew up in an SDA church. Like, go figure. But I'd like to know what you learned if you're comfortable sharing. I feel weird reading your guys' usernames when you don't have like your actual name. So hopefully you know who I'm talking to. Louis or Louise, I just turned 30, actually. Blair, my brother's a Christian. I don't really know about my sister-in-law, and then my sister, I honestly don't know about her. But yeah. Your name is Will. Okay, I'll try to remember Guy on an adventure. Yeah. It seems like that, Gabby, about the Pentecostal, but I think they're just like too far out of my comfort zone. So I don't know. But that's another thing with denominations. Like, some believe that those gifts aren't still here, and then like some do, and it's just like, why can't we ever just get along and like agree? Like, it's already difficult enough to like, I'm sure being a non-Christian, looking at Christians is like, what the heck? I'm sure sometimes it's like so confusing and overwhelming. Like, there's so many denominations, people have like such a wide variety of different beliefs, even within Christianity. Like, no wonder it's probably hard to become a believer. I mean, I don't know. I've always kind of been in the church, so I didn't go through that, but like, I can see how it would be really difficult. Oh wow, interesting. Full base. I didn't know that. Yeah. You know, it's so interesting though, because I've heard these crazy things about SDA, and like, you know, they're probably true, a lot of them, but the church I went to, like, they were just like so welcoming, and like, it really did feel like true fellowship. But I mean, that can still happen in cults, right? So, who knows? It didn't feel like a cult though. Like, I feel like I would know if I was in a cult. But I'm sure people say that all the time. I don't know. Maybe like it's more so the religion, or not the religion, but, or I guess, is that its own religion? Seventh day Adventist? I don't know. Denomination. Maybe that as a whole is like cultish, but maybe churches, I don't know. To be honest, I don't really remember much about the preachings, so I can't really speak on that as far as like what was preached and stuff. But yeah, we did have some very strict guidelines to follow, that's for sure, and my mom made sure of that. Which probably led to a lot of issues in my teenage life. But it's okay. We've moved past that. That's funny. I feel like if someone joined and they were not expecting this, They're probably like, what the heck did I just get myself into? Like, who is this crazy lady talking about Jesus and all this church stuff? Hello, 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 hello. Is there anything else that you guys want me to read? Allie, I know, I try to make it relaxing, but I don't know if I'm that much. I can be relaxing when I'm not talking, but as soon as I start talking, it's probably not relaxing anymore. Because my thoughts are just all over the place like that. Oh, good. I'm glad that you're enjoying it. I'm glad that you guys are here. Yeah, thank you for... Yeah, life is not easy, that's for sure. Matt, it just depends. I think what's helped with the Bible study, so going through 1 Samuel, has helped keep me accountable with that. And then I really like reading Proverbs. So, like, since Proverbs has 31 chapters, I'll start, like, today's the 18th, right? So, like, I'll read Proverbs 18. And then as far as that, like, I'll just kind of go randomly through things, just depending on where I'm at. I don't know. I'm kind of... Oh, you said to read something in Genesis, though, right? I don't know if I should. Is it about people having 2 wives and doing crazy stuff? I mean, we can, but... Yeah. So much wisdom in Proverbs. Okay, I'm kind of curious what Genesis 29 is. Let's see. It's so funny, when I started reading the Bible for the first time by myself, I started in Genesis and I had to stop because I was like, ew, what is happening? Like, this is gross. Like, why is all this crazy stuff happening? And I was talking to my dad about it and he was like, yeah, you know, I think sometimes the Bible gives us examples of what not to do, and that's always kind of stuck with me. Because clearly none of these people were perfect. Even David, a man after God's own heart, like, he committed some pretty serious sins. And so it's a good reminder, like, humbles you, because you're like, okay, I don't have to be perfect. Like, Jesus is perfect for me. Okay, really, Matt? Now I know why you wanted me to read this. But hopefully no one else will know. Alright. Then Jacob... So, okay, if anyone wants to follow along, we're in Genesis 29. Then Jacob went on his journey and came to the land of the people of the east. As he looked, he saw a well in the field, and behold, 3 flocks of sheep lying beside it. For out of that well the flocks were watered. The stone on the well's mouth was large. And when all the flocks were gathered there, the shepherds would roll the stone from the mouth of the well and water the sheep, and put the stone back in its place over the mouth of the well. Jacob said to them, my brothers, where do you come from? They said, we are from Haran. He said to them, do you know Laban the son of Nahor? They said, we know him. He said to them, is it well with him? They said, it is well, and see, Rachel his daughter is coming with the sheep. He said, behold, it is still high day. It is not time for the livestock to be gathered together. Water the sheep and go pasture them. But they said, we cannot until all the flocks are gathered together and the stone is rolled from the mouth of the well. Then we water the sheep. While he was still speaking with them, Rachel came with her father's sheep, for she was a shepherdess. Now as soon as Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother. Yeah, so there's a lot of incest back then. And the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. Why don't they just say uncle? Jacob came near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. Then Jacob kissed Rachel and wept aloud. Wait, what? That escalated quickly. I don't remember this part. Wait, are they already married at this point? What is happening? They don't just like go kissing people back then unless he like kissed her on the cheek or something. Oh, is it because they're related? I think they were allowed to kiss their relatives back then, but no one else. Unless they're married. I'm so confused. I don't know what point in the story we are. Okay. I think it's because he finds out that she's in the family or something and he's excited. And Jacob told Rachel that he was... Okay, there we go. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's kinsman and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father. As soon as Laban heard the news about Jacob, his sister's son, he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him into his house. Jacob told Laban all these things, and Laban said to him, "Surely you are my bone and my flesh." And he stayed with him a month. Then Laban said to Jacob, "Because you are my kinsman, should you therefore serve me for nothing? Tell me, what shall your wages be?" Now Laban had 2 daughters. The name of the older was Leah, and the name of the younger was Rachel. Leah's eyes were weak, but Rachel was beautiful in form and appearance. Jacob loved Rachel, and he said, "I will serve you 7 years for your younger daughter Rachel." Laban said, "It is better that I give her to you than that I should give her to any other man. Stay with me." So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed to him but a few days because of the love he had for her. Then Jacob said to Laban, "Give me my wife, that I may go into her, for my time is completed." So Laban gathered together all the people of the place and made a feast. But in the evening he took his daughter Leah and brought her to Jacob, and he went into her. Laban gave his female servant Zilpah to his daughter Leah to be her servant. And in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And Jacob said to Laban, "What is this you have done to me? Did I not serve with you for Rachel? Why then have you deceived me?" Laban said, "It is not so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn. Complete the week of this one, and we will give you the other also in return for serving me another 7 years." Jacob did so and completed her week. Then Laban gave him his daughter Rachel to be his wife. Laban gave his female servant Bilpah to his daughter Rachel to be her servant. So Jacob went in to Rachel also, and he loved Rachel more than Leah, and served Laban for another 7 years. When the Lord saw that Leah was hated, he opened her womb, but Rachel was barren. And Leah conceived and bore a son, and she called his name Reuben. For she said, "Because the Lord has looked upon my affliction, for now my husband will love me." She conceived again and bore a son, and said, "Because the Lord has heard that I am hated, he has given me this son also." And she called his name Simon. Again she conceived and bore a son, and said, "Now this time my husband will be attached to me, because I have borne him 3 sons. Therefore his name was called Levi. And she conceived again and bore a son, and said, "This time I will praise the Lord." Therefore she called his name Judah. Then she ceased bearing. Such a heartbreaking story. I have a lot of mixed feelings about that story. The story that I was thinking about that I think is in Genesis and is when, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but when the 2 daughters like get their dad drunk and sleep with him because they need to like bear children because like they're the last living ones or something like that. that's where I was like, okay, gross. But yeah, that's a pretty crazy story too. Like, here's Jacob in love with Rachel, thinking like, okay, cool, I'm gonna serve 7 years and then I'm gonna get my wife and sleep with her, only to be deceived with his sister, with her sister, and then he has to work a whole another 7 years to get the original one. Then there's this sibling rivalry where Rachel is the loved one, but she can't have kids, whereas Leah is popping out all these babies, but she's the unloved one. It's like, man, there's like a whole lot of mess going on there. Um, but yeah, Bible's really interesting for people that say it's boring. It's definitely not. There's a lot of interesting stuff in it. Possibly, Matt. I'm not sure. So yeah. I need to think of something to say or do in between when I'm reading or talking, because then I'm just quiet and that's probably not that relaxing. Oh, I don't have my ears. They're over there, but I don't want to get them because we all know what happened last time I tried to do that. I'm probably gonna get going soon though, because it's almost going to be an hour. And yeah, I really enjoyed this time with you guys though. Thanks for being here on this spontaneous live chat today. I don't know if you guys like face brushing, but it is one of my favorite triggers. I think any type of like personal attention is nice. Yeah, you guys are welcome. Thanks for being here. Goodbye. Yeah, Gabby. So this was a spontaneous one, but I have ones that I do for sure. The second Sunday of each month. I'm gonna start around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time now because it seems to work most for people. So I hope you're able to join the next one. I think I wanted to do a live stream too because I'm going to be staying with my family next week and I might not have as much time to. So hope you enjoyed and have a lovely